Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Amber,
Melissa.
and we're here to talk to you about StitchCon.
Yeah. Fun retreat. One of the most fun ones I've been to. Of course, it's only my second one, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a blast. So I guess we'll start with what we got when we first got there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both got early Thursday afternoon. They opened the stitch room up at noon. Didn't quite make it that early, but as quickly as we could get there, we did.
And I guess like when you first walked in, there were like these double doors back to a conference room, and they had the registration tables lined up, sorry, along the side with Stephanie, Pam, and Barb there. So when you first walked in, that's where you kind of got your welcome stuff. So you want to show it and I'll talk about it?
Yep.
So what do you have first? So from Stephanie, we got our name tags, right?
Yep.
So cute.
Yeah. And what's fun about these two is this little border meant that we were a FLOSSTUBE. So there was like a differentiation so people could find us easily for the little game they did later.
And I left my lanyard there. It was in a plastic name thing with a red lanyard, and I just left it there. What next?
We got the bag.
Yep, the StitchCon bag, and then in that was this cup and a bunch of freebie patterns, right?
We've got Stone Street Stitchwork.
Which I saw on Instagram, they just released that, so I guess we got an early release of that.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
This was from Julie McConnell. And her model was there, which was adorable. Be Free by Barbara Anna. Gosh, they don't give us much to work with the pictures. Yeah. That was Sue Hillis. May your schools be full. This is Summer Quilt Angel. It doesn't have a picture. Joyful, is it Joyful World? No, just kidding. Snowflower Diaries. I get the two mixed up.
Oh yeah, that was the name of her sale that year with animals.
This is You Are So Loved. I think that's it. Oh, no, one more. Oh, and Hands-On Design. You I Am Home. That probably wasn't enough time to see any of those. Sorry.
That's okay. And then also was the other stuff in the bag. Do you have it? The wood burning thing. Yeah. So that that's our StitchCon pattern, and then a skein of Buckeye Scarlet in there, which I guess is Nicole Buckeye Stitcher's favorite floss color. But and then this little wood burn with Ohio. Flip it the other way.
Is it upside down?
The other way with the bow at the top. Because geography. Homeschooling win.
We have to talk about that state.
And then we each got a spool of Kreinik, which I got this kind of champagne-y gold color. What color did you get?
Red.
Yeah.
Red.
And then it had the guide. And then I thought we got two of these, but I can only find one. These little tags that were in our bags.
Yeah, I didn't bring that. Mine was just a circle.
Oh, I thought you had two, so okay, never mind.
We got like an itinerary. the list of floss tubers that were there, and then this passport. And so this is I'm calling it a game, but it was more like an icebreaker type thing. Because it can be awkward when you see these people that you've been watching for potentially years, and then you're like, oh crap, they don't actually know who I am. And so we had that experience at Stitch Away where we were like, hey, oh, just kidding. And so they worked really hard to alleviate any of that awkwardness. So this was so much fun, so perfect. But what is little questions, and each floss tuber got a sticker, and then this was ours. So it's which floss tube besties record their videos split screen.
And you had to get both of our stickers.
People would come up to us and introduce themselves and get our sticker, and it was just kind of the start of conversation. So.
And I love so much on the back of mine is our order for our Chinese food.
Yeah.
Was that Saturday night? We ordered our whole table ordered Chinese food.
That's funny. Mine just has, well, that is what Diana at It Is Kismet was telling me. I was telling her that quilting was intimidating because of a lot of straight lines. And telling me about this quilt that it's just made out of scraps. So I was going to look that up.
She is so sweet, by the way.
Pretty much the nicest person on the planet. So,
yeah.
Amazing.
And I've been terrible. I've been meaning to message her this week. Like, she was always up, walking around the room and talking to people. And when they would bring their passports up, like, it's just something I really noticed. Super nice, yeah. Really genuine, and I don't know, awesome girl.
Yeah. And one of the first people to hug us, like the second we walked in the room, which was awesome. So, I know. Trying to think. When we walked in, we immediately found Melissa Cupcake Stitcher, and we knew her from Stitch Away. And so we sat with her, which was awesome because it was like growing the friendship more, like getting time to get to know each other a little bit more. It was just a lot of fun. Just can't even get over it. I'm still sad it's over.
I know. And also at our table was Katie, who we also met at Stitch Away, and Pam and Steph, which we say at our table. They really didn't sit down much, and everybody kind of shifted around a lot. But it was funny because we had met Katie at Stitch Away, and I didn't realize that she was the Katie that Pam and Steph talk about in their videos when they were talking about going to Katie's house and going through stuff and getting patterns and fabric. And so that was really fun. But I guess Thursday, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Katie even on Friday or Saturday, I don't remember which day, brought like 4 pieces of fabric for Melissa to go through. I was like, ooh, I want to go look through your things. Just want to paw through it all.
Cross stitchers are the best. She's like, yeah, you can have it, and just gave her a piece of under the sea fabric for one of her patterns she needed. Good people.
Yeah.
So Thursday, excuse me, Michelle Bendy Stitchy's flight was canceled, so she was supposed to ride with me to Cincinnati, and that didn't happen. So I ended up leaving a little earlier and actually got to Cincinnati earlier. But Thursday, I think we just kind of hung out in the room and stitched in the stitching room. And I was exhausted, but her flight wasn't getting in until really late, and Steph went and picked her up from the airport. So we stayed up, I think, just to see her and gave her a hug, and I think I went right to bed. It was around 1:45 in the morning.
Hold on a second. Girls, stop in.
Sounds like my house was before we started recording.
Mommy. All right, go play or go watch. They're thinking about it. Okay.
So I think that was all Thursday, right?
Yeah, we literally hugged Michelle and it was like, bye, we're going to bed.
I'm so tired. Then,
how many hours did you drive?
4.
Yeah, so it was a long day.
Mm-hmm.
But then Friday we were down there pretty early. No, we weren't. We almost missed breakfast. Remember that?
Yeah.
So it was right at 9. Breakfast ended at 9, and I think we were like 8:59 running around the corner.
There was still some food left though.
And so I'm trying to think what day they did a raffle that day. Neither of us won anything in a raffle.
But they had a lot. They had 24 giveaways.
Yeah, and it was so fun to watch because people were so excited. Like one lady was like, I've never had a project bag before. She's the one that won the So Much to Love project bag. And I can't remember her name.
Her name was Regina.
Regina, yeah. And so it was just really fun to see how things worked out, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I had a really good time with her. I think we were maybe walking out of the stitching room, and she was just standing in the doorway with this look on her face. And I went up to her and I was like, "Are you looking for someone?" And she's like, "No, I've just never been. I'm just, trying to figure out what to do." So I talked to her a little bit, and then she's like, "Oh, wait, I know you. I just watched your video with your daughter crawling on the floor." So of course I died laughing at that. But we kept kind of running into each other and chatting all weekend, and that was really special. And I would encourage other people when they go to retreats, if you see someone with that look on their face, maybe just reach out to them, because there were a lot of first timers at the retreat. And I had a really good time meeting up with them and, just trying to make them feel welcome, even though it was only my second retreat.
Keepsakes, that's what we did on
Friday morning, because I think we were going to go to lunch and then go to Keepsakes. And then Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher, was like, "We have an empty van, who wants to go?" So we ran for it.
Yeah. Elbowed some ladies. No.
Yeah. And her boyfriend drove the shuttle back and forth.
Yeah.
All weekend, and he is awesome. I'm sure she's tired of hearing it.
Yeah. He probably considers himself a FLOSSTUBE star now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
I'm trying to think. He was the one that was like, she'd say she had a missed stitch or like an uncrossed stitch, and he would spot it immediately. Like all of us are like, "Oh, no one will ever see that," and he's like, "I will."
Yeah. I'm like, "Don't point it out to the stitcher, seriously."
Then we'll just obsess. It'll be bad.
Yeah.
But
And then we ordered pizza that night.
yes.
With our table, and we closed down the stitching room that night too. We stayed up. This room closed at 2. So as it got later, we kind of went over. I think we all kind of grouped together, right? There's like one table with a big group of people left. So we closed the room down that night.
Yeah. And that was the not so fun night, because that was when I was getting text message after text message with pictures of my basement flooding. It was terrible. My husband was so stressed out. And so then I was feeling weird about being there, but like driving 7 hours in the middle of the night wasn't going to help anything. So, I felt like I should stay, but I didn't want to be there, but I did want to be there,
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because I had Rachel, Mrs. Bensel on one side, who was giving me she was validating my feelings and just being super sweet. And then I had Diana, It Is Kismet Stitches, on the other side, was like, "Here's my lemonade and vodka." It was just totally surreal. But you just can't ask for better people than Stitchers. They're just
right.
So
You went back to the room with your red cheeks from drinking. That was the party table. There was always something to drink at that table.
Was it hashtag thanks, Joe?
Mm-hmm. McKenna's husband, yes. And that was the other fun thing too. When you had to finish, Pam and Steph brought their bell. You had to ring the bell, and then McKenna would run over for a shot of vodka.
Yeah.
I had to finish, and I made Pam take my shot.
Yeah, she took a couple people's shots.
I think she took a shot with everyone's finish.
Yeah.
The best. I love her to pieces.
It was so much fun. So
I'm writing down people as we mention them so I don't forget.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have everyone down below in the box. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that was Friday night. What happened Saturday? Saturday. I think
we just stay?
Yeah. We shopped a lot in the annex area. They had, I don't even know everybody who was in the Trump shows. I know Arlene works by ABC, Stu Hillis,
Dinky Dyes.
this new designer that was making these really fun cross-stitch bikini type things. I don't remember.
Meridian?
That sounds right.
Everyone else is listing all of them very well. You can go watch another video.
Color
Color Cotton.
Yes, Color and Cotton. Oh, and Under the Sea.
There was like 11, I think, total.
Leslie was at the retreat and had a trunk show. Her fabric in person, like roll across all the fabric and like grab it up and snuggle it, and it was amazing. She had
Beautiful.
56 count or 55 count or something. It was like crazy. There was no way that's ever happening. I can't see that.
No.
So gorgeous. Like you don't see any. It's certainly not like Ada where you see every stitch hole. Like not at all.
I had it up to my face and couldn't even tell like where I would even begin to put my needle.
Yeah.
No
and
thanks.
I tried my readers and it wasn't much better. So that's not for me. But props to everyone who has better eyes than me because it's gorgeous. And it dyes really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm. They were calling it a pillowcase.
Yeah.
Oh, we did the smalls exchange Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you have yours? You want to show it real quick?
So mine is this. It's super cute. Elaine made this, and I was so thrilled to get it. Okay, hold on. And she put a magnet on it and attached it to this picture. Wow, words, Melissa. Okay, hold on. So yeah, I was thrilled to get it. What did you get? Oh, should I tell that story?
Sure.
I did all the work on my finish, had Amber's sister finish it for me, and then left it at home. Like I had set it aside to put it in a pretty bag, and I just left it. But there was another stitcher there named Nancy, and she had made an extra for people who are like me, who are idiots, and do that. So she graciously it, and Julie McConnell drew it. And so I was just gonna let it be like, yeah, this is my change. But then Julie McConnell, hello, Julie McConnell came over and complimented my finishing, and I was like, I didn't do it.
I cannot tell a lie.
But yeah, so it was gorgeously made, and Julie was happy, but it wasn't mine. So I was thinking of maybe sending Julie my pillow since she's the one that drew it, just to feel bad that it's sitting here. And if you want to take over for a minute, I have a daughter who needs to go potty.
Okay. So I got my small from Christine at Every Stitch of Pleasure. So first I got this little biscornu. I remember her showing it in her video and saying it was not so even weave. And she didn't realize it until she went to sew it, but it's still so adorable. That's the bottom. It's my first one. I don't have any. I've since gone a little wild buying patterns for them. And then look at this itty bitty guy. Can you even? Oh my gosh. So it's 1/1 on, I mean, I would think it's 30 something count. It's so tiny. I love it so much. So that was my small. I forgot to show a picture of my completed one. I don't know if I have one on my phone or not. And the lady who got my small came up and said she loved it and she knew exactly where she was going to put it in her house. But if she gave me her name, I have forgotten. I never even took a picture of it completely finished. What a dork. Oh well. Someone out there in the world has my small. So that was Saturday. I went to bed early Saturday because I had to drive. I think it was probably around 10 and I was just really worn out and think my allergies were bothering me, and
Yeah.
I was just exhausted. So I went on to bed. Oh, it was probably about 9:30, I think. And then I went up and got all organized and packed and turned on Fixer Upper and fell asleep to that. And Melissa was like, I'll be up soon.
No. I ended up moving and sitting with Leslie from Under the Sea, Kim Butler. Hold on, what's her channel name? Oh, Kimberly Butler, Stitch Adventures. And so it was really nice. That was the first time I was getting to know her. I sat with Sammy J Stitches and then Jessie Marie. And then Lori from Organic Granny, she joined us later. It was just really fun because, you know, some of the other FLOSSTUBERs I'd given a hug, but I hadn't really like sat down and talked to. So it was really nice to get to know them. Jessie Marie graciously allowed me to fangirl for a few minutes because I was like, oh my gosh, I've watched you for you know, it was embarrassing. She was so kind. And you know, so we were talking about future retreats and large retreats versus small retreats, and you know what other stuff, because Leslie's been to like a million. And so yeah, it was just so much fun talking about everything.
So you came up to the room about 1 or so, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not so much going to bed early for the drive.
It's okay. You're only at the retreat for so long.
Yeah.
I was the old lady who went to bed early. I couldn't hang.
No, I should have. I had to stop a few times on my drive home just because I was getting sleepy. So I was like, I need to go walking and get some caffeine.
Oh my goodness. And then Sunday we got up. I don't remember what time we got up, but we ate breakfast at the hotel, which we didn't do Saturday. We went out and grabbed breakfast Saturday. And then we just had to make it and take it.
Yeah. So mine doesn't look like everyone else's because I could not get my little rings to open. I don't know.
So you used bigger rings that were in a bag, right?
Yeah. I just put it all in one.
Seriously, let's try. So there's a little laptop.
Yeah.
What color tassel did you get?
Got like an aqua, mint green. Oh, we got the same.
Mine's actually lime green.
Oh, just kidding. Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. And Melissa Cupcake Stitcher put my little teeny charms on my rings for me because I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I gave up.
Yeah. So that was Sunday morning, and then we headed out right after that. Yeah, I left out at about 11, right? Didn't we leave about 11 o'clock?
Yeah. But the Facebook page is still going strong. A couple of them stayed like through Monday. So they were documenting their adventures. It's just so much fun. Like there's no other way to put it. It was just one of the best times.
Yeah.
And it's funny because who would think that a bunch of like solitary cross stitchers getting together would have the best time, but it was so much fun.
Yeah. And it was so fun. I think Sunday morning after we were doing our make and takes, I was like, well, let me go to the bathroom one more time. And when I was in there, I started crying. And then I was like, okay, I'm good. And then I came out and I saw you and I started bawling. And you were like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? I was like, I don't want to leave you. And you were like, I thought somebody had died.
Well, you left and then you came back. So I thought like maybe you were on the phone and then came back and something terrible had happened.
No, I'm just an emotional wreck.
Yeah, I was in the car. I at least held it together until I was in the car. But it's been hard to like integrate back into the real world.
I know.
Like I'd rather be stitching right now.
Right. I mean, I was craving it a little bit, just like my normal life.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really sure why. I was talking to maybe Barb about it when we went to Stitch Away in January. Like, I mean, we were down in the stitching room the whole time, and I just wanted to like absorb it all. And but this time, like, I really missed my kids a lot, and in January I really didn't. But I think it's because Midwest winters, you don't ever get out and it's just hard. So by January, like, I really need that break, where summers are more fun because we go to the pool and do all of this stuff. So I don't feel like I necessarily needed the break as much as I did in January. I mean, it was still a blast, obviously. But I was also excited to get home too and do fun stuff with my family.
Yeah. Yeah, the summer is a bit interesting. I think it's a little bit more difficult logistically anyway. So
Yeah.
Family where I'm at, this is his busy time of year. So
yeah.
I'm glad I went for sure. Can't imagine not having gone. So
yeah. So they've already got the details out for next year. They're doing the Sharonville Convention Center. I think all of that info is on the website, stitch-con.com. It's connected to a Hyatt Place hotel, which can't fit everyone. So I think they're going to be using the La Quinta Inn that we stayed at, and maybe there's one other hotel over there. So all that information is on the website for next year.
And follow Cam and Steph at Just Keep Stitching, follow Nicole at Buckeye Stitcher, or just keep track of the website as they that.
Yep. And during the retreat, we actually did do a tiny bit of stitching.
Yeah.
Do you want me to start with my whips, or do you want to?
Oh, you go ahead.
Well, one of my whips became a finish, so I'll show that.
Yeah.
I don't know where the actual pattern is. Silver Creek Samplery Through the Storms on Crystal Helix. So I just needed butt, share, and walk. So I got a skein of the navy I needed for that from Keepsakes and finished it Saturday afternoon. So that's done.
Very fun.
I'm going to try to go to the store and get frames for all of my stuff that needs to be FFO'd.
Remember when I was going to bring you the skein of floss? It was in the back with the pillow.
Oh.
So at least I didn't lose it like in transit or something.
Right. It just got left behind by accident. That's okay. It worked out.
Yeah.
So I worked on Lizzie Kate Boo Club, Eek. Actually started Eek there. I worked on the border down some, and then I think I did the EEK and maybe started the frog, and then I got more of the frog done at gymnastics this week. This is my gymnastics stitch piece. And I didn't bring, they had a needle minder swap, and I didn't bring any to swap, so I wasn't really participating. But I guess at the end of the weekend, a lot of people had a lot left over because maybe they made a bunch. So this one is from Katie, the Naptime Stitcher. And then Abby, Top Knot Stitcher, was over by our table when I was boo-hooing. And she said, "You need a cat minder." So I picked that one of the ones she had.
Yeah.
Oh, these hoops. We've been meaning to talk about these hoops.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. We use these. I get them. The only place you can get them is Michael's.
Yeah.
But they keep it really, really tight. Are you taking yours off, or you want me to?
Taking mine apart.
They're the only plastic hoops I've found that actually keep it tight the whole time.
I don't know if you can see, but it has like a ridge, and the ridge fits in. Basically, not my thing, but it fits into the like lip of the hoop, and so it's the only hoop I've ever used that actually gets things strung tight. But because it's plastic, it's not damaging or warping your fabric at all. And so I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't remember. It just has like a paper tag around it and then fits on a whatever.
Tag. But Michael's is the only place. I haven't seen them at Joann's or Hobby Lobby or anywhere like that. Michael's is the only place I've been able to find them.
But these are awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, it does leave a wrinkle in the fabric, of course, but I just use that Best Press to iron it out. Okay, and then, so my original plan was to finish that Through the Storms on Friday night or Thursday sorry, yeah, Thursday, because I just wanted to get it done, but I didn't have the thread. So I worked on Barbara Anna Designs, A New World Apart, something, this one.
This one.
And I think I finished, hold on. I mean, really. Okay, I finished the bottom of the boat and like the start of this little piece right there. I really didn't get much done. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah. It's so cute in person though. I hadn't really ever paid attention to it. I mean, like I like yours, but seeing it in person, it's adorable.
Thanks. I think I'm about halfway done. Maybe a little over halfway. So I put that down and worked on In a Forest Grew. And as I was working on this, and Abby Top Knot Stitcher was roaming around. And I said, hey, did you bring yours? Because she's doing it tiny. So we got a really cute picture of both of ours. It's on my Instagram. But I didn't get much done on it. I just did this tree, that bird, that backstitch bird, and the start of another tree.
That's another one that, like, just to see it in person and see the variation. Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Well, I like it too because as a whole, it's really beautiful. But if you look closer, it's a little odd. Like, I mean, what a weird tree, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it. My next whip came from a purchase there. Should I show it now or do you want me to show it later?
Whatever you want to do.
I guess I'll do it now. So we went to Keepsakes and I bought this Pineberry Lane Fancy Blacket, the Harvest Dance. This isn't typically my style, but I don't know. I was just cracking up with these gigantic squirrels and these witches dancing. It just was hilarious. So I was going through all of my whips and I was like, I'm not really feeling any of these. I wish I had gotten fabric to stitch this. And you were stitching on your Coffee Quaker on Vintage Country Mocha. And you were like, well, here, just take the bottom half of mine. So we measured it and she gave me the fabric. I had some of the floss already in a Forest Grew because there's got like 11 million colors in it.
Yeah.
So I got like the border done, part of the tree, and a squirrel tail. So Melissa gave me this minder, and this one was from Candy at Candy Stitches.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's not what you would typically stitch, but it totally fits you. It's really fun. Yeah,
I love it so much. I really want to get back to it, but I've got other things brewing. All right, what did you work on?
I had like Stitcher's ADD. I don't know if I was just like overwhelmed by everything happening, but I did probably like 20 stitches in a whip and then I'd put it down and I'd socialize or I'd go buy more things. So I didn't make much progress on anything, but this is the one I made the most progress on. And I don't have a picture to show you. It's a magazine and I passed it on to Amber already. Excuse me, but it's Kathy Haberman's Gifting. Then I worked on Cinderella. Jessie Marie brought her Lady of the Flag, and I was like, I want to do a Mirabilia. I brought out Cinderella, but I just worked on the border. There you go.
I don't even remember seeing you work on that.
Really? Yeah. That's what she's supposed to look like. And it's on 32 count Gothic. I'm the worst at telling the details. I'm like, here's my stitching thing.
Thanks for coming back.
Next I worked on, excuse me, Comic Ground by Just Man. The style I'm doing with Cassie Stitches.
With who?
Cassie Stitches, Cassie Martinez. And so I just worked on the border some. But again, couldn't concentrate to save my life. So, and this one had like you're doing the border first, and so you really want to make sure you're counting it correctly, because that would be a bummer to have to undo all that without any. There's nothing for you to go by to make sure you're doing it right. So I decided that probably wasn't the best retreat piece to do.
Yeah.
Tried to work on this, my Rose Tree in Bloom by Country Garden.
I think that's my favorite.
But I was just having a really hard time seeing it. It's opalescent Lugana, and I don't love opalescent Lugana. It's really hard to see where you're supposed to be, what's an opalescent thread. But this is stitched on 32 count Tyco by Picture. And then I was doing really good, and then I got a knot in my thread, which means I need to unpick some things to have enough to tie it off. And unpicking 28 count over 1, you can even see it. It's a pain, but I did this right here.
It's so adorable.
So cute and little. And this is 28 count vintage country muslin,
Which I cut the bottom half off of for myself.
Yeah. Too.
What?
Tried to argue with me too. You're like, I don't need that. I'm like, just take it.
Well, I was worried that you would end up with not enough for something and then be like, Amber. I'd feel really bad.
I was already close to the bottom, so I knew. Oh, we forgot to talk about our mixed stitch Australia chocolate experience.
Oh yeah. Oh, and our Ort jars.
Yeah. So we got sorry guys. Excuse me. We got this guy. She brought a bag full of these little Australian koala bears, and then Australian chocolate, which was really fun. It was like chocolate and Pop Rocks combined.
I think I had a Crispies or something. It was a little different.
Yeah.
But she had the huge bag of stuff and just kind of passed it around and let people grab stuff. Do you want to show the jar? Because I didn't bring my jar either. This was at each of our spots at the table.
Yeah. So it's count twice, stitch once, no frogs allowed. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well.
Your hand was good.
And then had Under the Sea on there as well.
Because she provided those.
Yeah. So, but now I'm excited. I have a little Australia dude on my Ort jar, and I've never really had an Ort jar. I just pick it all up and throw it in the trash. So.
Shame.
Now I have a new.
And then you're the freebie table queen. Every time I couldn't find you, I just looked at the freebie table and there you were. So you want to show your freebie table stuff?
Yeah, people kept bringing stuff like in waves. And so I didn't feel guilty about perusing because I brought 3 boxes myself.
Yeah.
So I'll do this. And then I also did some shopping at Michelle's Alzheimer's fundraiser. So it's not freebie table, but it's not keepsakes either. So the first thing I got was Cricket Collection, Be Thankful. And I really got it because I like this guy right here. A retreat in the fall, and they're doing an exchange. And so I thought it would be fun to include him. Hopefully I can stitch that up quickly. I got this Lavender Wings counted cross designs, I don't know, with thread in hand. I didn't actually get it for the pattern. It came with a oh my gosh, a Mill Hill Treasure, and I need it for one of my chatelaines anyway, so I figured why not. I got that. I got this By the Bay Halloween.
So cute. Are you getting him, Ava?
And then this was 28 count. I think it's Twilight Blue linen. So I went ahead and grabbed that as well to go with. Okay, my to-do list for today. It was one of the ones that I liked, but never pulled the trigger on before they retired. So that was a happy find. Scarlet, this is
Cute.
And I also got Vicky from Reading and Stitching. She had finishing fabric she brought, and so I thought that would be fun to finish this with.
Yes.
Just colors. I got a Just Man. The bee, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. The bee charm got me. So, Barnaby's kiss. And I have a little lavender and lace Hold in the Garden Marilyn Levitt and Blum collection. And so I had never seen this before, so I grabbed that. The bookmark collection. And I grabbed some angels and some Amish ones. Someone brought like everyone that there was. And so I like grabbed all of them and had to like sort through and be like, okay, what do I actually love and what do I like just because it's her name? And so I grabbed these ones and put the rest back. But this is Ice Angel. Guardian Angel. Angel of Christmas. I don't know if you can see her face is over one. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Grandfather's Barn is awesome. Love those bright colors. I found this Fancy That Franken Monster. We'll use the fabric for that. Is this Silk Weaver? Is it Silk Weaver?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said it was Silk Weaver. I was like, yeah.
It is.
You got it, girl.
Another Satin Blossom, and it came with all the silks and beads and all that. So that's what it'll look like. And then I found this, and it's just different enough to be intriguing. It's the Good Housewife June Morning, and I love this. Like this little snail, like it's just cute.
I really like that too.
So that was all. Oh, there was that had been like patterns had already been taken out of it. The person who brought them had like taken out what she wanted and brought them. So there was like one or two patterns in each magazine that I picked out. So I figured I'd save the rest for giveaways after we take out what we want. And I got this little scrap of opalescent. Would be fun for an ornament of some sort. Okay, so that's that. I'm assuming Vicky brought this, but I don't know. This finishing fabric as well. And so I was thinking of using it kind of like tie-dye-ish, using it to finish this.
Oh yeah, that'll be cute.
So we'll see. Finishing didn't go so well for me.
Try again.
Yeah. And then so Michelle Bendy Stitchy was doing a major fundraiser for her Alzheimer's walk. So she did like a stitching challenge, and then she also set out a bunch of patterns that people have sent her for us to buy, and then the money goes to her walk. So I got this Flowers and Friends Stitching Club Forest Song. It's super cute, but look at this nest arm. Oh my God.
Cute.
I got that. I got La Di Da Good Cheer. Really fun. And then I'm not 100% convinced on this, but it was really pretty. Caught my eye. What is it called? Pat Rogers Counted Collection, Kathleen Singler. So I think that's all my freebie stuff. Do you want me to show my needle minders?
Yeah, I've got a few freebie things that you got off the table for me.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do that, or you want to do your reminders?
Go ahead.
So everything I got off the freebie table, Melissa got off the freebie table, and I was like, oh, that's cute, so she gave it to me. These, she wasn't sure if she wanted to stitch or not. And if you did, you weren't going to use this fabric anyway, right? So I was like, I'll use the fabric. So this is 8 of the 12. So hens and birds. And then you'd gotten this one too.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, that's really cute. I had entered a giveaway for that on someone's channel and didn't get it. So Melissa said, oh, well, here, take it.
I know you'll stitch it before I would anyway.
Yeah. So that's all the stuff Melissa got off the freebie table that I took from her.
All right, so I brought needle minders. I brought a bunch of, excuse the kids game here, it's metallic. I brought a bunch of the dragonflies I made. I got this one from, I think it was from Tony, Kentucky Woman Stitcher.
Cute.
Oops. This one from Vicky, Reading and Stitching. She made a bunch of different Disney needle minders. So I got Belle. I'm pretty sure that my daughter Harper is going to steal from me. And this is my Abby Top Knot needle minder. I think I got this from Naptime Stitcher. This little postcard.
Cute.
Yeah. And then she came around again trying to get rid of some. So I took the mermaid scales. Super fun. And then I traded this one with Ham and stuff. So, oh, and candy. I got this one. It says a donut is happiness with sprinkles on top. So very cute. Hold on. So that is all my trades and freebies. So then I just have shopping haul.
All right, I have Melissa haul.
Yeah. You got way more stuff.
So from, I think you maybe had shown some, I'll just do it quickly. So from that estate haul, she had this.
Mm-hmm.
So it's partially, right?
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at it in detail. I got that, and you said all of the pearl cottons that were in the stuff, but you don't know what all goes with this and what doesn't. So I have to go through and figure that out, which I don't mind doing at all. And then this, I think you were going to put on the freebie table. And I said, oh, I'll take that for Valentine's Day decorations.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Christmas in Williamsburg. Mm-hmm. For the same give thanks thing that you showed earlier. And I completely copied. I bought all of the floss for that at In Stitches when I was in Virginia. And then a bunch of DMC that I needed for some of my Mania starts. And this Star Trek book that Steven's already gone through and tagged what he wants.
That's funny.
Would you find it for like $2 at AC Moore or something?
Five.
Five, yeah. Which I owed you for and I didn't pay you for.
Oh, you didn't.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's funny because I kind of sent you it. Oh my gosh, take that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, can you give me that? So he liked this one.
Oh yeah.
He said there was some Doctor Who stuff he'd rather have before this stuff. So that one he liked. But I said, well, go ahead and tag it. So if I ever need gift ideas, I guess that's all the captains.
Yeah.
Up to that point, I guess. And then the Federation seal.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was excited. I said, go through this now. Yeah, that was all my Melissa haul. Everything else I have is real haul from Keepsakes and the Trunk Show.
Real haul.
Real haul. Purchased haul. Do you want me to start with that or do you want to go next?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so from the Trunk Show, I got another pair of scissors, which I'm kind of making it a thing. I bought a pair at Stitch Away, and then I've got my scissor fob on there. And then I got a Snag Nabbit. This was on my wish list on 123 Stitch. So, and with our name tag, we got 15% off at Keepsakes. So I went ahead and got this. Who is this by? How do you say that again?
Adelaide.
Yeah. They had a model of this and I was like, oh, that's really cool. It's really big. 130 by 374.
Oh, wow.
And so it's really tall. But it was funny though, because they had themed rooms. So I was in this room and Michelle from Mitch Stitch was like, oh, I like that too. But I guess they don't really do like Halloween in Australia, but she said this is just the normal size of their spiders, so she can keep it up all year. No, thank you. Then I got the June pattern for the Stitch Away thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had, I'm not even gonna, well, so I made a shopping list of flosses I needed for things I had kitted up before I went. I got those. How do I do this? Poor Lynn at the shop.
I know.
She was a rock star, but I felt terrible. I mean, I bought 37 skeins of floss. I mean, well, something I kitted up. Oh, my Rosewood Manor corners and curves needed like 2 or 3 of each. So I went ahead and got it all. My assistant over here. And then from the Trunk Show, I've been wanting one of these little corner starters. So I got that with the StitchCon logo on it. And this from Works by ABC, Arlene, she had this one stitched up for her Trunk Show. But I thought these would be good because I've got a bunch of super variegated floss from Unicorn Tails. I'm not sure what to do with it. So I figured some of these would work for that.
Definitely.
And that's all I got.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I came home and spent a lot of money. So I'll show you that in a minute.
Well, from the trunk show, I got this Uplifting Currents by Under the Sea. Leslie's just a genius with fabric. So this is like, it's just screaming that it needs a mermaid on it. And so I was actually thinking of putting, this is the only mermaid I have, Aphrodite. But I'm wondering if her colors are too dark that they would blend in with this.
Just need to buy a new mermaid.
Yeah. I'll have to think on it and do a floss toss. And then I got, well, I guess I'll show you this first. I got this at Keepsakes. This is Tucked in Tween by Fabrics by Stephanie. Amazing linen. What's the name of that magazine, Gift of Stitching?
Yeah.
I think. So I got a bunch of those, and one of them was a ink circles, which is just that mandala type. And so I got 5, and I'm hoping that's enough of Color and Cotton's inkwells to go with this for that mandala. It just looks dark in my screen, but I'm really excited to start that. Then I got some needles. What is this? 32 count, picture this plus rosewood crystal. And it's this beautiful pinky brown. And then in the short section, there were 3 of these walnuts from Sampler Threads. And I thought that would make a good contrast with the rosewood. So we'll see. Nothing is set in stone. I also have chatelaine rose light, which is what I needed that charm for. And I actually think that if I sewed some like linen on the side of this, that this would be perfect, because it only gives me like a 3/4 of an inch on either side for finishing, which is not enough.
No.
So I would have to sew something on the edge, but this would make a beautiful chatelaine. So probably I'll just break down and buy more of it. Like Jessie Marie was showing me hers, and hers is a lot more pink, and I like this kind of brown undertone to it. So I've decided I really don't like to buy fabric without looking at it, because you just have no guarantee of what you're going to get.
Right.
And then I bought a bunch of antique lace for the same mandala. So, and then I have Amber Hall, but this is also Silk Weaver. I don't know the name of it.
Spring Garden?
Yeah, but it's really pretty with like a spring green color with just undertones of purple. So.
It just looks white from my screen.
That's all I bought.
Do you need to go get the kids? It's 11:25.
I have 20 more minutes.
Are you okay if I go through my other haul?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
We can stall.
So, I had won a giveaway on Michelle Bendy Stitchy's channel. So she just brought the magazine to StitchCon. So it has the ever popular Being Expired.
Oh.
My daughter likes the hair stuff. So I got that. Oh, I finished this before StitchCon.
Yeah.
I think I was really close last time we recorded.
Looks fantastic.
So finish that. That's another one I need to get framed. It's gonna hang there. Okay. So, I'm all over the place. This is Amber's random 10 minutes. This is what I started working on when I got home. This was a new start. It's Brooks Books, Advent Animals. It's Hamilton Horse.
Oh my gosh.
He's headless. And Parker thinks it's hilarious.
Because he's like, I got a trophy.
So working on that. It's on I think 4-inch stretcher bars.
Cute little sweater. Oh.
I know. So because I didn't spend that much, so okay, back up. Before StitchCon, my LNS, which I call it that, it's an hour away, is closing, and they were having 30% off. And I texted Melissa and was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to spend a bunch of money before we leave. And so I decided not to. Well, I really didn't buy much, as I thought I would, at StitchCon. So when I got home, on Monday, she had posted on Facebook that everything was 40% off. So I went shopping.
Yeah.
So I got this magazine, mostly because Darla won or got the Fox of this during Darla Beckerson during the Smalls Exchange, and she said, "I wonder what pattern this is because I'm doing my Christmas tree and woodland animals this year." So I was like, "Well, let me grab this and see if she needs it." But once I was looking at it, it has these like bunny patterns in it that I know she's stitched. So I think she might already have this pattern, but it's okay because I think it's cute too. So I got that.
Is the fox in that?
Huh?
The fox in that?
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh no, just kidding. It's just the deer.
Wow.
Psych.
That's
I
what
got
you said,
this.
like, it's wrong.
Just
Kidding.
because I feel like there was stuff in it I liked because somebody did a giveaway on it and I entered it and didn't win it. Which is really funny that this was in that magazine. I don't think it was the exact same one.
No.
I got that.
That was
Barbara Anna Designs. The Witch is in.
okay.
I love her stuff.
It's just quirky enough to be super interesting.
Yeah. And this is a terrible picture. Country Spirits Collection, Witchville. It's a terrible photo.
I like that though.
Thanks. And this was on my wish list at 123 Stitch also.
Uh,
I saw that Michelle Midge Stitch, I think, got the winter one at Keepsakes. And I was like, oh, I might need that one too. Okay, so you know I bought a Biscornu kit last time I went to the Counter Needle, and I showed it on my last video. And even though I haven't sewn one, I'm thinking I'm going to be a master at it.
You're
So
next.
about this one.
I love that.
I mean, can you die? Okay. Apparently, I'm ready for fall.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But I'm not. I still haven't been to the pool enough. Joy Peace, Joy Love Peace.
Cute.
Merry Christmas ornaments.
Mm-hmm. That's adorable.
This again, not my normal style, but I thought it was really great. Fairy Wool in the Wood. Tomb Sweet Tomb.
That's funny.
It didn't come with the key. Look at them. They're like, hey. I love it. And then I was thinking about getting this when she had 15% off. And then I decided not to because she didn't have the whole thing. And then I thought, at 40% off, I'll go ahead and get part 1. And then I put part 2 and 3 on my wish list at 123 Stitch. So it's Bent Creek. Haunted House.
Are they not out yet, or is she just didn't
It's
have
old. They're out. Hold on.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Cute, right?
Covering everything.
Because you can't show the pattern.
Why?
Because you're just not supposed to. Okay. Autumn Smalls.
Oh.
Because why not?
Huh?
This was,
Stephanie got that.
yeah, and it was at the trunk show. I thought it was cute. And I always need stuff for the summer.
Did you see where she was going to switch the BBQ to blue?
I saw that Melissa Cupcake Stitcher had mentioned it, but I didn't know if Stephanie was going to actually do it.
Oh, well, maybe not. Super fun. I love
Because
that.
I'm a Biscornu pro and I haven't even started because whatever. But I mean, really. Gorgeous. Okay. So I got Country Cottage Needleworks, Main Street. I got the bookstore and the coffee shop
Oh, cute.
because I like books and coffee.
Uh-huh.
I just need a needle shop now.
Yep.
And then I did the Lizzie Kate Spooky Eyes.
Oh, that's fun.
And it comes with everything, the pom-poms, the fabric, the floss.
Oh, perfect.
And just because it was 40% off, and I mean, why the heck not?
Yeah.
I did petite treasure braid. I got a black, a red, a copper, and a blue.
Mhm.
And then this is one of, go ahead.
Do you have plans for that, or just getting them?
I figured that would be easy, like to add this to water, because it's red.
What about
like Halloween stuff. I don't know. I was just going with it.
What about the thing that's like sweet tones? Add to that.
And then I got a skein of black raspberry jam because I really like that. And I've got one skein that's really low. And then I got distracted by the petite treasure braid and never made it to the Weeks Dye Works and placed my order. And was like, I know. And then one more thing, and then I'll be done. We were at the table at StitchCon, and I was eavesdropping on a conversation Pam was having with somebody about the Monopoly cross stitch. And I said, wait, do you have that? And she said, yeah. I said, that's kind of my unicorn pattern. When you're done stitching it, can I borrow it? And she said, oh, I'll go ahead and send it to you. I don't know when I'm going to get to it.
That's awesome.
No,
So this is my favorite board game. I played it all the time growing up. We have
one.
Yeah, we have like some year anniversary one. My kids play it now. Like, this is my game. So I can't wait. I've already ordered the fabric, and I'm going to start stitching it right away. She said there's no rush, but I don't want to hold on to it too long and something happen to it. So I'm going to get it stitched up and send her the pattern back.
That's amazing. Love them.
Pan, you're the best.
I think that's everything.
I know. No, it's not.
So the person that wanted this chart never came and found me as Stitch Away, and I couldn't remember who it was. Stitch Away. I am determined to call it Stitch Away. Never found me as Stitch Con. So this is, I'm going to butcher this, but Barbara Bourgeau Richards. It's called Sisters. And if you are interested in this chart, just leave a comment with the word sisters in it, and I would be happy to pass it on.
What do they need to leave in the comment?
Stitched up already, so I do not need the chart. What were you gonna say?
What word do they have to say in the comment?
Sisters.
Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude.
Awesome.
Yep. So if you have made it this far, congratulations. It's probably just you that will comment.
And again, we had so much fun at StitchCon. Barb, Pam, Steph, Nicole, all of them put in so much work. Barb's family, I mean, it went so smoothly. If something went wrong, we didn't know about it. It was just fantastic. It was the best time.
Just an amazing time, and we were definitely grateful for all the hard work. I mean, they went as far as to put like menus in our bag to know where local restaurants were, different places to visit if you wanted to leave, like to go see the hippos or at the zoo. I mean, just so many thoughtful details. And I'm really grateful to have gotten to experience it.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate you all being here, and all of our subscribers that have been around since January, and any new subscribers that are here. Thanks for stopping in. So, yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Bye.